going on, everybody? Welcome to Idaho. Got Greg and his son Ethan right there. In the back there is Trent. We all got in yesterday. I flew in to Boise, and Greg drove up from Arizona, and Trent drove over, and we're getting camp all set up. We've probably been in here about 30 minutes. It's about 3 o'clock. Shot the guns a little this morning. We weren't really in a hurry or anything because it was a late night. We didn't get to the trailhead until probably about 2 a.m. So we just set up the tents and went to sleep and took our time. So this is the same area that Greg and I and Trent came into like 2 years ago. Killed 3 really pretty color phase, nice bears, 2 6-foot plus bears. And one was a cinnamon, one was a red, and one was a chocolate. So we're back in here again. We're gonna climb up this hill here in a couple hours and glass this whole face all up over this that you can't see, but really pretty bare areas, and give this area a couple days and then possibly go back on the other side of the ridge, hit that, and keep moving. We got 7 or 8 days, and we're gonna try to punch 4 bear tags. We also got wolf tags. We've seen a lot of dead elk in here. Some are really old. There's one over here that's not really that old. So there's either a cat in here or wolves in here. We talked to some other guys that had been hunting in here, and they said they had seen some wolf signs. So possibility for a wolf, but we're just gonna get after it, see if we can punch some tags. Should be a fun week. So we're camped right on a stream down here. It's easy to filter water. I just did 3 liters. That should last me for a little while. And here's, I was saying a little while ago, there were all elk kills all in here. This is the freshest one we've seen. And it's right by our tents. Tents are right there. Most of them we've seen have been old, you know, just skulls and bones. But this one, he's not that old. So we'll see if we see a wolf or anything that might be killing all the elk and deer in here. So here's the area we're glassing. Last time we were in here, I shot a bear right there, and Greg shot a bear right there. And then, you can't really see it, but Trent shot a bear up here. It's only 5:20, so we got a while to glass, but it's hard to see all the yellow flowers that you want to have are out. This is what they look like. I actually got one right beside me. So the bears eat the heck out of this stuff, and they all have these little yellow flowers. That one's not really wide open, but a lot of them are. It's all this kind of stuff here. So that's all on these open south-facing slopes, and we're gonna glass hard. Hopefully we can pick one out in here, and it's in a spot we can go get it. So it's been pretty dead in here tonight. I went up the ridge up here, looked around a little bit, didn't see anything. We haven't seen any bears. This morning, I did see a bear for about 2 seconds right by camp, glassing from where we spent the night, right there at the trailhead. And then I saw some deer, and I saw an elk and a bunch of turkeys. But in this basin tonight, it's just been dead. We got about an hour left, and Greg did just see a deer. I don't know if they're just not in here this year, or if they're gonna come out real late because it's hot. We talked to another fellow that was hiking back in here, actually 2 other guys, and they said that they had seen some bears, not in this basin, but on the other side, and they were getting on them. They got on one last night right at dark, and they were gonna try to kill it tonight. So we still, like I said, still got an hour, but it's just pretty dead tonight, so fingers crossed maybe something will show up. So tonight was kind of a dud. We didn't really see anything, so eating supper now. This is some cheddar broccoli rice with pepperonis in it. It's really good. So we'll be back at it first thing in the morning, and hopefully we can get on some bears. We're back in here glassing again this morning. It's 6:30. It's about sunrise or so. Legal shooting time was a little while ago, but you can't really see in here as early because of the rich walls, you know, all around. So It's just getting where you can see well. It was ghost town in here last night, so we're hoping there's some animals moving around this morning. We've hunted in here 2 years ago, and then Greg was in here last year. We've always seen bears in here, but so far this year it's just been nothing. But we're gonna give it another try. If we don't see anything this morning, we're gonna make some plans for this evening where we're gonna hunt. And hopefully something will show up. So it's the evening hunt. Me and Trent and Sage are hiking up all the way up to the top of the ridge to look on the basin on the backside. We've been getting our butts kicked so far. The bears are not where we are, so we're trying to move. Look at the size of this tree behind me. It's probably hard to tell. It's like 5 or 6 feet around, or across, probably, I don't know, 12 feet around. Just absolutely giant tree. Been struck by lightning too, as you can see right here. But we're gonna get up here to the top. There's 2 different bowls. We got one that's kind of right on the backside of the ridge. And there's another one if we go up more towards the peak and wrap around. There's a second bowl that we can look at. So we're gonna give it our all, and if nothing happens tonight, we're probably gonna move to a new spot tomorrow. Greg and Ethan are on the ridge behind me. They're gonna go to the top of it and look on the backside of it. So we're giving it our all. We got about a week left to try to get on some bears. We are at our glassing spot, 1,650 foot climb. And we can see some stuff that we feel pretty sure nobody else has been hunting. Right up here, it's just super bright green, and then there's a strip right there, but there's not much else in these other pockets. So we're hoping maybe a bear will come out and hit this stuff here. We'll be able to get a shot across there from somewhere. But Greg went up behind us on one of the other ridges, and we're gonna hunt this one, and hopefully we can get on a bear tonight. Well guys, that is my first ever mountain lion I've ever seen. I thought at first it was a wolf because we know there's some wolf sign in here, and unfortunately in this unit, mountain lions are not open. Or I would be trying to get a shot at that thing because I haven't ranged it yet, but I think he's in range.
In range, huh?
There you go. Oh yeah, god dang, I could kill that thing. Because I looked at the dates. If it had been in, I was gonna buy a tag. Can you imagine if it was in season and we came back to camp with one of them things? No, it's not a giant, but oh my gosh, a mountain lion, dude.
How do you know what a giant is?
Well, we're not seeing any elk or deer over there. That is so cool, dude. Highlight of the trip so far by a long shot. Yeah, it's a pretty good one, I think. We're cleaning up camp. We're gonna head down to the truck, hit a different area. We have not seen a bear in here yet. There are definitely some other people hunting in here. Trent saw somebody up high. Sorry, Greg saw somebody up high yesterday. And there were tracks from other people hunting up there. We saw the mountain lion over there and a couple of elk, but no bears. So we think we need to switch up elevation, and maybe this spot obviously has got some pressure, so hit a spot that doesn't have any pressure. So we're gonna pack up, hike out, and then figure out where to go from here and try to get a little closer to the snow line. We're at, like, yesterday, Trent and I, when we were up on top, we were at 5,400, and we think the snow line is closer to 7,000. So we probably need to 6,500, 7,000, probably need to be a little closer to 6,500. So we're gonna find a new spot, keep getting after it, and hopefully get on some bears. All right, so it's now evening. We all had to just cross that creek, and we're hiking up way, wrapping around back in there. Planning on staying 2, 3, 4 nights back in here. Hopefully there's elk back in here. There's nobody parked anywhere close to here. We didn't even pass anybody on the road coming in, parked in other places. So hopefully we found somewhere kind of out of the way. It looks like this trail will go for a mile or so, and then we'll just kind of have to figure it out. Maybe there's a trail after that, but on the map it only shows about a mile, or maybe a mile and a quarter. So get up here and see if we can find some bears. There is some snow up high right there, you can see it, and we feel like the snow's at about anywhere from 66 to 7,000, so we need to hunt closer, 62, 63 up to 66, because that's most likely where the majority of the bears are going to be. And before at our other spot we were only at around 5,000, or maybe 4,500 to 5,200. So hopefully this new area, a little bit higher elevation, no pressure, will help us out. We're going to get in here and get after it. So here's the area we got into. It looks really good. Still some snow up there on top, and then a lot of snow over here still. Our camp is right down here, and Greg and Ethan hiked around. They're gonna glass more of that stuff over there, and Trent and I are looking at all this stuff. Got some nasty craggy stuff back there. I've already seen some deer, so hopefully there's some bears in here too. Well guys, we're heading back to get camp set up. It's about 10 after 9, so technically we got a little bit more shooting light, but we wouldn't have time to get in place if we saw a bear. So it's a really good area, tons of animals. I don't know, probably saw over a dozen deer, definitely over a dozen deer, and half dozen elk, something like that. Lots of animals, just no bears yet. But the area looks really good. It's old burn, there's still snow up high, it's turning green. Yeah, so hopefully we get on some bears. We'll be back at it in the morning. Well guys, we're going in deeper. We just crossed the stream again right here. I feel pretty confident in saying nobody's probably been back in here where we're going. The stream is still getting some runoff. It was probably a lot higher a week or two ago. We only saw one boot track, and that was way back there by the trucks on the way in. So we're pushing it a little farther. We got a spot picked out a mile or a couple miles in here around a curve in the canyon that looks like it should have potential. So we're gonna get in there and keep giving it a go. This morning we saw a bunch of elk, we saw a bunch of mule deer, we saw a bobcat. I did not get the bobcat on video, but we're seeing animals, we're just not seeing the right ones yet. But there's plenty in here, and we're gonna keep after it and try to get on a bear. Trent and I are trying to get in shape, and we're hiking. Ethan and Greg stayed down here about 400 feet below us to glass this kind of half of this thick stuff, and then over here into all this. And we are going up there on that point, it looks like from the Lion King Sorry, Mufasa holds out Simba, but we got our tents and we're planning on camping. Like right there, there's a little saddle, and then glassing from that point and looking at all this nasty stuff. And we're not sure what we'll be able to see. We'll probably be able to glass that way a little bit also. And honestly, down into here too, there's a lot of green stuff up here that we'll be able to see down into this side also. So we're gonna give this spot tonight and tomorrow morning, and then if no bears have been spotted between the two groups, we are gonna head back to the truck and move to a new area probably for our final 4 days or so. So it's gonna be a cool spot to camp though. We only got about 250 more feet to go. We made it up here on top. It's pretty wild. There's a whole bowl on this side that we did not know was over here, where you can see a ton. And then the whole far side over here into this rocky, nasty stuff. A bunch of elk and deer sign up here. There could be goats up here too, or sheep. There's a bed right there under that pine tree. And then we're gonna camp either right here on this flat spot in front of me, or there's a flat spot in the saddle. You can see my bag is right there. But then you can see this whole side, just massive country. And then down here as well. That's the ridge we came up on right there. And Greg and Ethan are somewhere down in there glassing all that. So pretty cool, wild spot. If we don't see a bear in here with all this we can glass, I don't know if there is one in here. So we're gonna give it our all. All we saw this evening were some deer, so we're gonna get back at it in the morning. Making some food now, just sitting by the fire, and hopefully tomorrow's better. Well, we are getting ready to head down the mountain. This was a pretty cool spot to camp, but unfortunately the bears are not cooperating with us. So we're gonna go meet back up with Greg and Ethan, head to a new spot, try to find some bears. So gonna head down the mountain. Yesterday, I think we were at like 4 hours, but this is pretty much downhill 99%. So should be a lot quicker trip out. Got to cross the creek a few times, maybe between here and the truck like 4 times. So we'll get to hiking. It's raining a little bit. So take our time getting down and try to find some bears in a new spot. There he goes. It's like I'm not messing with the dog. Oh. Trent and I just got to our most recent spot. We're 4 miles in. We're right here on the snow line. There are all these glacier lilies right here where we are. Bears are supposed to really like those, and we can glass a ton of country. All this has pockets of green in it, and then you come up over here behind us and there are glacier lilies on all these strips coming down, and then we can even glass back here into this stuff, and there's shoots of green, strips of green. We're a little over 6,000 feet. We parked the truck at 4,500, so we've climbed up a good bit, and we feel like we're in the right area. So we'll spend at least one day in here. Since there's snow and we can get water, you know, we could potentially be in here a couple days, but depends what we see. Hopefully we can get on some bears tonight. I have a feeling we're gonna see some animals. We just got to see the right animals. So we hiked in here to another area, another 500 feet of elevation, another mile in, kind of a final Hail Mary. We're right here on the snow line at 6,500. So there's not as much green up here. Hopefully we can pick out a few areas that have the lilies or the skunk cabbage or something, and the bears will be hitting that and find one. It's our final night, so we're gonna give it all we can. Top of his head. He's by himself. He's gold. He looks bigger than the other stuff we've been seeing. Yeah. There's white dots on top of his head. But there you go. Come in here and kill him in 6 months, whatever. 4 months. Definitely the bull.
Tag for general for that unit. I'm gonna get one also.
Well, it's just over the counter, isn't it?
I think so for your unit.
Yeah, well, I'm saying if you haven't already like killed one with a bow by the time I'm coming out with a gun, then we'll have 2 tags. If not, we'll just have mine. But
Yeah, my plan was to get one and
success. Check that out. Little snack to add to dinner. Pretty cool. Well, guys, I'm home. My voice is a little hoarse right now. I guess trying to get sick or trying to get better or something, but unpacking all my stuff. Didn't get it done. It's pretty frustrating. I hunt really hard and I usually do really well, but that's hunting. I'm not gonna fake it or anything like that. I just got my butt kicked. There is a chance I'll be able to go back out this fall. I have a Wyoming elk tag. If I'm successful and get done in Wyoming, I might be able to drive back up to Idaho and do a little bear hunting, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button, like button, comment, all that good stuff. I love hearing from you guys. So good luck this spring and this upcoming fall, and we'll see you on the next one.